Good evening, everyone. So it's nighttime here, and you'll probably see this the next day, so tomorrow, which is Wednesday. I'm really getting tired. It's that time of evening. So if I'm speaking really quietly, it's because my kids are sleeping. But I felt really inspired to do this. I'm in my jammies, my comfy clothes. But yeah, so I felt really inspired to make this video today. I had this great conversation with a friend who's also on his spiritual journey. And we were talking about the light and the dark and how to become enlightened, we have to go through the darkness. And going through the darkness and learning how to harness that energy to be able to catapult us into light, to be able to catapult us forward. So a couple different things about this kind of concept. So we all have the light and the dark within us. We all have this beautiful, loving, caring, wonderful side who's compassionate and understanding. And we also have that heavy side that can be angry and resentful and mean. And we have those moments of, where we act out of that place. And we have the moments where we act out of that very positive place, right? So it's not to say that one is, great and one is horrible. We don't want to say positive and negative because it's all just energy. I want to put it out there as a heavy versus energy versus a light energy. So we need the duality within ourselves because we can't understand light without understanding dark. If you've never had anything hard in your life, how would you understand how easy, when something's really easy or something really good happens, right? It would just be considered normal. So you have to have that duality. You have to have that little bit of heaviness, that darkness, to be able to understand light, to be able to appreciate it, to be able to work to trying to balance ourselves into that vibration of that light energy, right? So how do we harness the energy? How do we harness the heavy energy? So when I talked about recovery and I talked about how you could be moving along in your recovery and then you start to slide back, and then that narrative happens in your mind, and those voices, that's that darkness, right? I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I don't, I'm never going to get better. I'm not going to, that's the narrative that comes in. That's that dark, heavy side. And when that happens, it's very beneficial to get to a point where we can observe it, where we can kind of recognize that that's our heaviness and become almost friends with it, to become almost so familiar with these parts of ourselves that when they come to the surface, it's not a like, whoa, what is this? It's throwing me off my game. I'm getting sucked into it, where it's more like, oh, okay, like I know, I hear you. You're feeling insecure. You're feeling unstable. You're not feeling grounded right now. You're feeling overtired and agitated or triggered. And you kind of recognize that, and then we take that and we can harness it into something else. So when we become friends with it, it's about just understanding it, right, and sitting with it and then learning from it. I watched this yoga documentary a long time ago, and she talked a lot about teaching from an authentic place, and part of teaching from an authentic place is teaching from your pain. So if you don't know what to do with your life, she says, go to a place of pain. That's where your dharma is. That is where your purpose is. So if you understand what it's like to go through certain things in life, you're going to be able to connect with those people going through those exact same things on such a deep and personal level. And that's where you can teach from. So you're taking your trauma, you're taking your terrible experience in life, and you're transforming it into something beautiful, something light, something that you are able to help other people. So you're you're harnessing that energy. You're taking that energy, that crappy experience, that crappy trauma, that crappy whatever. You're learning from it. You're gaining the strength, and you're harnessing it so that you can catapult yourself into light, and so that you can be the light for those people that need it, that are still stuck, that still don't know what this darkness is. They still don't understand how to work with it, or how to harness it, or how to use it to benefit them. And you know, when it comes in, it's not a matter of just moving through it. Sometimes it's sitting with it. Sometimes it's sitting with this, like, you know, I know that I'm here right now. I know that I'm experiencing this darkness, this shadow within myself, and I just need to sit with it for a bit and observe it. But observing it is not getting attached to it and losing yourself in it, right? And then when you feel like you've sat with it long enough and you've understood it, then you can move through it. You can begin to transform that energy into something to move you forward. So basically, this light and the dark exists in all of us. And part of the journey is going through the duality, is going through the darkness and learning learning our lessons from it, to be able to bring that out into the world, to be able to help the people that are stuck, and to finding those places of pain, and learning how to harness those lessons to be able to help other people. So coming from teaching from an authentic place, being an inspiration from an authentic place. So really that's kind of my spiel on that. Of just kind of learning how to not allow those darkness to take over, not allowing our darkness to kind of absorb us and to overwhelm us, but learning how to use it, to move past it, to be able to help those people who need that support, right? In whatever way they need that support. So I hope that makes sense to you, and I hope that that you're able to kind of see the light and the dark, and the darkness and the light, and being able to, I guess, change your perspective sometimes in situations. And like I said, it's not always like you just have that experience and you're like, you can change it. Sometimes you get stuck in just kind of experiencing it, and it's okay. Like, it's okay to just sit with it and be like, you know what, I can't move in one direction or another. I'm just here right now. And then over time, learning how to harness it, how to learn from it, and how to change that narrative, change that perspective. And the more that you do it, the more easier it gets, and the more powerful it gets to be able to transform your life and the lives of people around you. So I hope that makes sense. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'm getting really tired, so I'm gonna go and relax and have a good evening. And yeah, we'll talk really soon. All right, good night.